Hello, everyone. Welcome back to your regularly scheduled programming of The 8. This week's new co-host is NLA's own Vice President, Lauren Moorman.
This has been like 8 weeks in the making. I could not be more excited to beat Troy Kehoe with the number of views on this video. I'm going to appeal to everyone's sense of aw by cheaply showing pictures of my dog and baby, hoping that that will keep you watching so that we will get a view from you so I can win. And beat Troy.
I think that it's going to work.
Aww.
This is The 8. So I'm not sure that this week's Fantastic is going to top babies and puppies, but we're going to try. We're going to go for it. So Starbucks just announced that it's going to become the full owner of its East China joint venture bid in order to expand in Asia. And it's the largest acquisition that Starbucks has ever done, which means that there are going to be a lot, of new Starbucks popping up and people that are going to be working for the brand. And luckily in this week's Fantastic video, BuzzFeed gives us an inside look at what that interviewing process looks like. Take a look.
Hey, let's go with Amy, my wife's name.
I think I got all the letters there. Let's check that out.
Amy, it's actually exactly how my wife spells it.
I think that people should start preparing now.
I mean, really, all we need is more Starbucks.
We don't have enough. The world
I do like that they're contributing jobs and they are really good to their employees, which is great, but so many Starbucks.
They're everywhere. On to the Fran Lebrity. We may have set the record last week for the most number of Fran Lebrities that were in the office on The 8, but we're going to call out a few more this week. So as you guys know, we had 12 industry professionals rank the best of the best franchise development websites. And after they took a look at 200 different sites, we asked them what they think the trends are going to be going forward in Fran Dev websites and what people can be expecting. And as was consistent across this experience, no two answers were the same. But we did find that, from people being able to buy a franchise without ever talking to a person, or the importance of videos. There's a lot of opinions on what's going to be coming up here. I think it'll be interesting to see what brands start utilizing going forward.
And I've worked a lot with our clients on building their Fran Dev websites, and there are varied opinions on what's most important. I think a few things that stand out are showing successful franchisees. I think everyone would probably agree with that that's a good way to target other franchisees, and keeping the most important information at the top, just because as attention spans continue to dwindle in our world, hitting them with what they want right at the beginning is the way to go.
Simpler the better.
Beyond that, jury's still out.
I guess we'll see what happens. So on to the fresh money. There's a shift in the way that American consumers are spending their fresh money. Instead of going to big box stores, people are turning back to their local neighborhoods and what's present in their community. And we recently did an interview with Robert Esposito, who is the president of Relocators, an emerging franchise in New York. And he's saying that this is a huge advantage for franchising because of the local expertise that franchisees bring to the table. It's a way for corporate brands to still have a local impact with these owners that are in their own community and running a small business.
And we work with so many local franchisees, and a lot of people get the cookie cutter aspect of franchising in their heads and can't look beyond that. But it really is a local business creating jobs, and bringing a proven concept that people like to an area, but it's still very, very local. So I'm glad that people are spending their money locally.
Absolutely.
And not just always at Starbucks.
The best of both worlds right there. So we're back with another Frant, and after a week without a shout out, Nick Powells is back in the hot seat with his latest column.
He doesn't go away for long.
The presence is always felt. So this week, his column covers the fact that marketing fundamentals are key to helping your brand stand out in a crowded marketplace. So ultimately, separating your brand and being able to stand out from the competition starts with that positioning that every brand needs to have, that core aspect of who they are and what they're about. And then, building that into strategy and messaging and being realistic about your growth is how you're ultimately going to be able to distinguish your brand, whether it's among consumers or franchisees.
And I think one brand that does a really good job of kind of finding that North Star, which I know Nick likes to talk about a lot, is Topper's Pizza. I feel like they have the most consistent branding and the most passionate fans, I think, because of it, because there's no confusion on what they're trying to accomplish or who they're trying to target. And I just like them. So hi.
Those Topper sticks, you can't beat them.
Can't beat them. The garlic ones, please.
So good. We are franching forward now to another brand that's a favorite of ours here on The 8, Buffalo Wings and Rings. They are franching forward now that we're in the second half of 2017. How did that happen? I don't know, but here we are. So after they opened up 4 new restaurants in the first half of the year, and they're preparing to open another 4 or 5 in the second half, which I think just shows that whether it's corporately owned or franchisee owned, this is a brand that's moving forward and consistently opening up new restaurants at a solid pace.
And the CEO, Nader Masada, was on Cheddar, a national business program this week, and he was talking about why they're being able, they're able to grow and continue that trajectory. And it's really, again, their positioning. They're ones that also have kind of carved out a niche in the industry, and people know that when they go there, it's not going to be bros pouring Miller Lite all over each other. It's like a family eating a delicious meal and people watching and talking during a game, but they're not there solely for the game. They're there for more, the experience. So I think that's why it works and they continue to grow.
It's going to be exciting to see going forward. All right, on to everyone's favorite now, the Fran Funny, and we're bringing it back to Norman Mormon, our favorite dog, really.
Favorite, really anything, person, dog.
Being, yeah, absolutely. So once again, another really horrible dad joke, but where do dogs go when their tails fall off?
The retail store.
So great. All right, and then Transporation comes from our own Lauren Mormon. I dug back into the 1851 archives and found one of her earliest columns on 1851, which I love, about finding creativity, because I know as a writer it's something that I struggle with on a daily basis. So this is a little bit of Transpiration for you. The best ideas come when you aren't searching for them.
And I read that, and I wasn't totally sure that I actually wrote that, but she confirmed that I did, and it's a really good piece of advice.
You nailed it.
I love it.
All right, and then for Enemies versus Frans, we are highlighting a Fran this week. Dunkin Donuts is a Fran really for a lot of different reasons, from providing our fuel every time we have an early morning meeting, to the fact that their coffee is pretty stellar. But this week we're calling them out for being our Fran for another reason, and they are expanding their delivery options, which I think is going to be pretty clutch going forward. And in an effort to reach more on-the-go consumers, which is a trend that we're seeing across the board, they're testing out more curbside delivery through third-party apps, and adding more drive-thrus to their model.
I do find coffee delivery very interesting, and I think their focus on the to-go crowd, obviously, I mean, who wants to wait in line for 20 minutes for coffee in the morning? No one has time for that, or built-in time for that. But I think it's awesome, and I'm very curious to see the curbside delivery, because that sounds very convenient, with a baby in the back seat, just yoink.
Yeah, as soon as it's rolling out, I am going to volunteer to be the first person to test that out.
I like it. I'm in.
Perfect.
We'll do it together.
Let's go. All right. Well, thank you, Lauren, for lending your talents to the 8 this week. And
I'm thrilled. This was so fun, and I can't wait for all of you to watch this so I can win and beat Troy.
Keep refreshing that homepage, guys. We have a competition going here.
Send it to your friends. Share it on social media. Tag me.
Find us on social at the 8. This is, I guess, the 8. Have a good week.